Vashawn, my mom said good morning. She's like, good morning. Tell everybody I said good morning. All right. Well, as soon as they bring people in, I'll call the docket. But Vashawn, I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And, you know, I didn't even like that growing up, but that movie was very good. And the soundtrack is great. Oh, yeah, I highly recommend that.
I do not recommend names.
Okay, I don't even know why. You know, Meg too. Whenever you go see a movie that's not great, those are hours in your life you can never get back. Please tell me you got there in time to see the previews for other movies. See, that always makes up. Diana, you're ready this morning? All right, so everyone, today is Tuesday. Today is jury trial day. So we're going to be recessing today at 11:30. Everybody else, you'll be coming back at 1:30 to start your jury trial. All right, when I call your name, let me know you are here. In custody, we have Gabriel Gomez, Eric Orta, Jose Manjares. Oh, that's okay. What is that theme song from?
Star Wars.
What theme song is that?
NFL.
Ah, yeah. You know, they used to do something. You remember, young people don't remember it, but they used to do the commercial on ABC, The Thrill of Victory, The Agony of Defeat. Young people don't know anything about that. All right, Leah McFarland is in custody. Joan Jett Ellis, custody. Mary Diaz. Jose Gilberto Del Bosque. And custody is Angel Gonzalez. Richard Anthony Thomas. Jonathan Boyd. Fidel Ayala. Rolando Gutierrez Chavez. John Albert Casanova Paez. All right. Okay. Deputy Laura, I'm feeling great because I'm pronouncing all the names correctly, I think. Now I've just jinxed it. Brandon Sierra. Anthony Miller. Elsa Vacara, your case was dismissed. Stephen Ward. And custody is Maria de Jesus Chavez. Sebastian De La Rosa, custody. Todd Dotson. Yes. Christopher Trinidad, custody. William Tompkins, your case was dismissed. In custody is Jose Arturo Ramirez. Terrence Truesdale. Dennis Martinez. In custody is Mario Aguilar, Gaspar Rodriguez. For compliance hearings at 11 o'clock, Rogue Villarreal, Julius Clayton, Ignacio Garcia, Padilla, Sturgis, Tony Kaplan, Abel Winters. Right. Keith Davis, custody. Luis Ramirez Rodriguez, custody. Pablo Lozano. All right, thank you. Dean Villarreal. Jennifer Cano. All right, is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? All right, we're going to start over here. Yes, gentleman on the first row. What is your name? I'm sorry, what? Do you know who your attorney is? Do you know your case number or SID number? You don't know your case number or SID number? All right, who else? T-shirt, white T-shirt. Leon what? What did he say?
ENOCH.
Ah, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Do you know who your attorney is? Have you had any contact with your attorney? All right. Do you know your SID number or case number?
117-7058.
All right. We're either going to see if we can have your attorney here for you. Okay. Yes. Are you on the docket? All right. Anyone else over here whose name? Yes. Have you had a chance to speak with an attorney? Who's your attorney? All right. Do you know your case number or SID number? Okay. Just give us a moment. Anyone else on this side? On this side. All right, everyone. Yes. Olivia. Right. Do you know who your attorney is? Have you had a contact with him?
I called him, he said he was.
All right. Do you know your SID number or case number?
118642.
All right. And the person in the black shirt who just came in.
So, Stephen Castellano.
Are you on the docket in this court? Do you know who your attorney is? Have you had contact with your attorney? All right. Do you know your case number or SID number?
SID is 922-984.
All right, just give us a moment. We'll get with you. All right, everyone. These are the rules of the court, and I find myself having to repeat them because people forget. So, number one, it is Tuesday. It is trial day. Somebody's going to trial today. And for those of you all who are going to trial, we're going to do jury selection this afternoon. You're going to need to be in this courtroom at 1:15. The reason why I say that is because the jury is going to be sitting here waiting for jury selection at 1:30. Attorneys, doesn't matter if you're the state of defense, if you're not here at 1:30 or you're running late, guess what? The jury is going to be sitting in these seats waiting for you. I'm going to be sitting here. They're going to be sitting here. So at 1:30, if you're not here, the jury will be waiting for you, and they will know that the reason why nobody started jury selection is because people are not here. Number two, it's Tuesday. We're going to be kind to each other. We're going to be nice because guess what? It's going to be a great day because it's not Monday. Now, probation. Michelle, can you raise your hand? Do not put anything on her desk. That's her office. Do not sit on her desk. Do not move her papers around. When you're walking over there, do not stand with your back to her, because if you're standing with her back, your back to her, guess what she's looking at? She told me the other day that some attorney went over there and put their giant briefcase down on her desk. I told you before, if I'm walking downtown and you have disrespected her office by putting your stuff in, I'm going to purposely come to your office without an appointment. I'm going to sit on your desk and put stuff on your desk, because then you will know how you should not do that. To my left, Diana, the court reporter. Can you raise your hand? All of this stuff that you see around her, that's her equipment. It's very expensive. It costs over $10,000. It's pottery barn. If you put your stuff up there and you break it, you bought it. And I will do an affidavit letting everybody know that I said that's her expensive equipment. And attorneys, I know sometimes you want to place your papers somewhere. I'm trying to get a piece of furniture so you all can have a place to place your papers, but do not lean on that. Do not touch it, because if you do, you could damage it. And that's $10,000 out of your pocket. If you have a client who's in custody, you need to request for them to be brought out. Once you've requested for them to be brought out, do not leave the courtroom, because for security reasons, the deputies can only bring out so many people. And if you leave when your person has been requested, guess what? You're being selfish to the other attorneys because they can't have people brought out. The area where Travis is sitting, Travis, could you raise your hand? That little area with that door, that's where inmates come out. I know attorneys love to congregate in that area, but if there's a security issue, the deputies are going to move through you. It is very important that the deputies have a clear line of vision to see everything. And when you're blocking them, they really can't see. So if you're conferring with the state, if you'll just stand off to the side over here, that will make the day easy for the deputies. Do not approach the court coordinator for a continuance or a reset. I'm the only person who can give that to you. Do not approach the court unless you've conferred with the state and conferred with your client. Once you have done those things, if you are ready, just approach the clerk, ask them to pull the file. Once you requested the file be pulled, just have a seat. I'm going to call you in the order of appearance. The only exception to that is if we need an interpreter. If we need an interpreter, because there are so few of them, that person gets to leapfrog over everybody else. When do you need an interpreter? If your client does not want to speak to me in English, an interpreter is needed. Okay, so everybody has the rules. Everyone, please confer. Yes. Oh, okay. And if you'll have her pull the file. All right, could I see Pablo Lozano, please? Thank you. All right, Mr. Lozano,
Yes.
thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thanks.
All right, the state is signing dismissal for your case. I don't know anything about the facts of your case because I wasn't there. But you know what brought you here. Whatever brought you here, you need to make sure that doesn't happen again. You understand?
Yes.
And so if there are some anger issues or if there's a misunderstanding or a lack of communication, you need to make sure you can communicate. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You probably want to walk around.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Judge, can I approach?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, I've got April Winters on this morning's docket. It's a pre-indictment case.
Mhm.
I've spoken with the state. I'm going to email the intake attorney on that one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is she here? Because she didn't need to be here. We don't do pre-indictment cases here.
He's in custody, actually.
Oh, was he called over?
He was, Judge. Well, I believe so.
All right. You want to see if he was called over? Because if he was called over, I'm going to want him out.
Okay.
I don't like for people not to know what's going on.
No, of course, Judge.
Sure. No problem.
Thank you.
Jason Gerhan, could I see you for a moment around this way, please? Oh, this, or either, whichever way is easiest.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
See how it's like, yeah, and so I didn't know, I was like, you may not like that.
This one is perfect. I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, there you go. All right, John Alberto Casanova Paez.
Hi,
Hello.
Jess. How are you this morning?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. This is Mr. Casanova Paez.
Good morning.
We were reviewing the case for trial last week,
Mhm.
and we realized that one of the videos that we had received did not go to our case, but we didn't have the video that's similar to that does go to our case.
Okay.
So Travis has requested it, and he's put it in the Veripic for us to get it. We've gotten notice it's available this morning, but haven't had a chance to see it.
And Your Honor, I can add a little more information. I reviewed the video. I did upload it to e-discovery yesterday.
Mhm.
But in reviewing the video, I've just determined that the whole video is in Spanish. And it needs to be translated so the jury can understand what's actually on the video. It's a pretty important exhibit for the state's case. So I think we may be asking for a little more time to get that video translated.
Oh, somebody needs to file a motion for continuance and I'll hear it and either I grant it or I won't grant it. But if you have access to the video, somebody upstairs needs to put it on the DVD or whatever that he needs to do so she can have it.
And that's, we can do that right now, Your Honor.
All right.
And I'll get the motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, Judge.
Dennis Martinez.
Present. Yes, that's the one that you.
All right, so this is one where there is blood discovery and the defense.
Discovery order, Judge, that was submitted on June 23rd, and we're still waiting for that information to be provided.
Okay,
Judge, I mean, actually, it's sort of a pickle here for me because I know Mr. Martinez personally.
just 1 second. Excuse me, could you all whisper in the box? That's okay.
I know him personally, went to law school with him. So I'm not dealing with this case.
Okay.
Daniel is, he's an impact at the current time, but I
Okay.
did talk to Ms. Miller. It looks like we haven't obtained the breadth
Breath
test
test
discovery. at this
discovery.
point.
Okay, how long is that taking?
I mean, it usually takes 60 days from point to point, but I don't know where this was at the last time he talked to Daniel.
When I talked to Daniel, we had just submitted the order to the court, Your Honor.
All right, so
So-
that was in June.
Yes, ma'am. And I assumed that the court had signed that
Yes,
week. So that's the time frame that we're looking at from June 23rd right now.
all right. Ms. Ferguson, can I have 45 days on Dennis Martinez, please?
Yes, sir.
And Adriana, can you make sure that there's a signed copy of the blood discovery?
September 19th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form, and after you receive that, you're excused.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Your Honor.
you're
We
welcome.
appreciate the court's time.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. I've spoken with Mr. Winters. I just wanted to figure out the court's procedure on how to.
All right, Mr. Winters.
Mr. Winters, do you know?
You on this side, counsel.
Sounds good, Judge.
Family violence. This is Mr. Abel Winters. It's on the last page. It's unindicted. Yes. On this case, he's charged with violation of registration. Do you have anything to look up? Because how old are you, sir?
73.
73? Can you tell me where are you on the process in this case? Um, Mr. Winters, if you need to take a seat, you can take a seat.
Looks like our investigator ordered various items for it. So it would be getting reviewed by our intake prosecutor.
All right. So counsel, if you want to, because this charge doesn't seem like it should be overly complicated. And this is just me basing it on the charge. I don't know any facts of the case, but just based on the charge, I don't see how this is very complicated. If you would like, if you want to confer with the state off docket or either now, we can reset your client's case, have him brought over.
That would be great, Judge. And I spoke with the state already. I'm going to email the intake attorney about resolving Mr. Winter's case.
All right. And how much time do you want?
2 weeks, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Abel Winters, can you give me a 2-week reset?
We can do the 21st for August.
August 21st?
That works for my calendar, Judge.
All right, and state, I know it's not an indicted case, but if you could keep that on your radar. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, Mr. Winters, we'll bring you back on August 21st.
Thank you. Mr. Winters.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
No, it says
Angel Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Hello. All right, my understanding, Ms. Compton, is that you're asking for a brief continuance?
Yes, Your Honor. I think that we're very close to a resolution. So I think it would be in everybody's best interest to just give us a little bit more time to hone the details. I did look at my calendar. When we were conferring earlier, I said 2 weeks. I did not realize I've got on the 22nd in Comal County, it's a contested punishment that's a continuation of a trial that I was in where they're going to bring in witnesses from out of state. So I know that day is just absolutely a no-go for me.
21st?
We could do the 21st. I think
All
that would be fine.
All right, and I'm sure you've spoken to your client about the reason for the reset?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And so I know you're aware that Ms. Mitchell called me and informed me that you're going to be speaking to me. So I spoke to you both separately with the understanding that both parties know what's going on. And state, do you have any objection to the continuance?
No, I do not.
All right, so we'll be back on August 21st for disposition.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, does anyone need a reset form?
No,
Okay.
no, thank you.
Norma, if you'll make sure that's for the 21st.
Definitely. Will you set the motion for continuance this Friday?
Yes.
I'm gonna put it there.
Okay. all right. I just have this, but you mean in. Okay. Sure. And Bashan, just anybody who's here early, you can bring them up. Thanks. Oh. You can have it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Andrea.
All right, Mr. Ignacio Garcia. Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
How's treatment coming along for you?
Treatment? It's been a journey, but I've been working with it. It's been kind of hard. As you know, I had a slip up there, and but I've been doing my recovery every day, and it's one of those things I've never experienced this before. I did have a drinking habit when I was younger, and it just increased during my divorce. I went through a foreclosure. I had some things going on in my life, but that's not an excuse.
All right, everyone, please whisper.
But it's something that it's been difficult, but it's definitely been a learning process.
Okay. So what tools did you learn to make sure you maintain your sobriety?
Well, for one, I'm understanding that my emotions aren't, it's not worth getting in trouble for. I've learned how to relax and calm down. I have 5 children. So, you know, they test you, you know. I have a 20-year-old and 18-year-old. Those are the two that really test me. But at the same time, they're growing up. So it's something that I've been able to process. And I did go to rehab for a little bit, and during rehab, we had process groups, and I was able to release a lot of things that happened. My ex-wife was murdered, and that was tough. It's something that we had to experience as a family. So I gotta say, even though I didn't like getting arrested, it's definitely been something that I needed. And never thought I would say that, but
And if you're drug tested today,
I mean, I'd be fine. I get drug tested every week.
yeah, I read the report
Oh,
that since you've been getting drug tested every week, your tests have been better, coming out negative, which is a good thing.
Thank
you. Okay. All right. And I saw where Child Protective Services, I assume, got involved because of this. What's happening with that?
oh, actually, it was a really positive experience, believe it or not. The lady was super sweet. She came by, she spoke to my mom, she spoke to my children, she spoke to me, she spoke to the person that I work with, and I have to say it was a relief because she was a really nice lady, and she never contacted me after that. So I'm really not sure what happened with that, but I know that it was a good thing. She asked me if I needed anything to give her a call, and which I appreciate. And any other resource that I could use, it helps.
Okay. All right. So you understand that you have children who are depending on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Your mom depending on you.
Yes.
The family unit is depending on you. And sometimes when you do drugs, that could be the last time that you do drugs, and you don't want anybody having to identify you, because if something were to happen to you, that's going to be more drama and trauma to your children.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you learn from parenting classes?
Parenting classes were good. I've taken parenting classes in the past, and I have to say it's a good refresher. I have to say I'm, it doesn't come with a pamphlet being a parent, but I feel like I'm not sure right now. You caught me off to some time. I apologize.
No
I wish I
problem.
would have had a better answer.
No, people always wonder why, when people come here for a criminal charge,
Yes.
that I always want to know about your life. Do you have children in the house? And why I'm always giving parenting classes? Because people think, oh, that has nothing to do with anything. But it has a lot to do with a lot of things.
Yes.
Because sometimes when people have a drug issue, part of the triggers are children, and how am I supposed to handle this? And boundaries are being tested.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to terminate. Here's the thing. Do not, I repeat, if you're going out to celebrate because your probation has been terminated, that celebration should be, I don't know, maybe the Cheesecake Factory with their 90 or 100-page menu.
His case is set to terminate on the 10th, so we would remain until the 10th of this month. Is that okay?
All right. If you,
I mean, I waited
So-
this long.
all right. So it's the 10th, but you can still go to Cheesecake Factory. They have a great Caesar salad. Caesar salad is all about the dressing.
It is.
Yeah, but you can go there and celebrate with your children or some other place. They have a new place here called Bojangles or something.
Chicken tenders, supposed to be really good.
I haven't tried it.
My friend is the owner.
Oh.
Nice.
All right. So, and my understanding, their prices are great. So look at us. We got an insight to Bojangles.
I know.
Maybe they have some delivery. I don't know. All right. So what's going to end up happening if there are no issues with you, then your probation is going to terminate on the 10th.
Okay.
And the last time I checked the calendar, today is the 8th.
Yes.
So 2 days and you will be done. Well, I hope you've learned a lot from probation, and I hope
I did.
I won't see you here again unless you just come in to drop in to say hi.
Well, that's, the parking's kind of expensive.
All right.
Thank you
Yes.
very much, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I
welcome.
just want to confirm, the termination, did you want that satisfactory or unsatisfactory?
Well, we can do terminate satisfactory.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. And does he need to report any more this month?
We'll talk. I'll
Okay.
look at the calendar.
All right. Thank you. Have a
Thank you
great
very
rest
much
of your
for
day.
time. I appreciate it.
Who is here on Anthony Ray Miller? All right, so on this case, he was to pay $705.20 on July 5th. So where are we? Because this was for a pretrial diversion.
Yes, we've applied for the pretrial diversion. I think we're just waiting for for it to be accepted. Your Honor.
No, on May 15th, it says PTD accepted. And so then we recalled it for July 5th. Then on July 5th, he was to pay the $705.20. My understanding, that's all the state was waiting for.
Yeah, it's paid.
Yes. So my understanding today, this case was supposed to be done with. Does anybody want to check in on that? All right, thank you, because that's what I have. Sir, if you'll just have a seat. Gabriel Gomez. Oh, I'm sorry, counsel. Jason, I know this is your case and you're checking on that.
Yeah, Judge.
All right, after you finish checking on,
This one is going to be a mostly withdrawal.
Okay.
NTR. But you just need to admonish the defendant to start his classes and everything.
okay, sure. All right, Mr. Gabriel Gomez, how are you doing?
Okay.
Let me ask, on this case, was he given anger management or anything?
Your Honor, he was given the moral recognition therapy.
All right, based upon the office that's in the motion, I know the state is saying they're going to withdraw, but I want to add anger management. Is everyone okay with that? Vince?
Yes, we don't oppose what the court wants to do, Judge. I do think that the court should know that the classes that he was supposed to start up, he was not able to support because the client reports that he didn't have any funds for that. So if there's any cost associated, we would request that be waived. He also has a broken, he's got some physical ailments. He's got a broken left.
Okay, everybody's whispering. So are you employed? Because this case, I'm not the one who placed you on probation. Are you employed?
No, ma'am.
How long has it been since you've been employed?
No.
All right, why are you not employed?
I got a broken left leg,
You got what?
a broken left leg, and I can't stand too long on it.
All right, so they do have jobs where you can sit down. So how are you supporting yourself?
My dad, he helped me here and there.
All right, do you have children?
No, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
To the 8th grade.
Why didn't you graduate?
I mean, my family was just not too smart, I guess. We didn't pass.
All right. So what does everybody think he needs to be on the right track probation? Because he's not, you're not receiving SSI, are you?
No.
Then you're gonna have to get a job. You'll have to find one where they allow you to sit. I don't know if that's possible because you only have an 8th grade education.
I can't read or write. That's the thing. And like I do got like a weekend job. I help my dad and I make like $100 with him doing whatever I can.
All right, and how old are you?
I'm 33.
All right, so first thing, we need to get him where he can read and write.
Literacy program.
Yes, so we're gonna do the literacy program. I always tell people you're never too old to learn to read or to write.
Mhm.
I can speak of this because some of my great grandmothers only went as far as the 6th grade, but they could read and write and do other things. And there were reasons why they couldn't go any further in school. But
I'm good at math. That's the only thing.
all right, so we're gonna do literacy classes. And
We can also try to assist in employment placement.
okay. All right, so they're gonna work with you on getting your literacy classes. And guess what? Everybody has to start somewhere, right? Do you speak only English?
Bilingual.
All right, so one, you're intelligent because you're able to speak 2 languages. I don't know many people who can. So you'll be able to do your literacy classes. They're probably going to start you off with What's the book we all read? See Spot, See Ball. They'll probably start you with that. Don't be embarrassed by that because I still have those books. And those are some nice adventures. Just saying. Mark Park, Walk in the Dark. I still remember that. Mark Park, Walk in the Dark. He would only walk in the dark, only at night. And now that I look back on it, where were his parents? Why was Mark Park walking in the dark? I don't know. But those are great books to read. And counsel, if you will, outside of my door in the back, there's a list of books. So he's more than welcome. You're more than welcome to take some of those books to practice on.
Okay.
So we're going to do literacy and you say employment assistance. Is there anything else that you need from us?
No, not at the moment.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor, we're gonna stick with the MRT class that
Okay.
was previously ordered. And did you want to add the anger management, or we'll see how it goes?
Let's see how it goes.
Okay, I do want to point out that Mr. Gomez did complete his intensive outpatient treatment.
Okay. All right. You're still going to have to do UAs. Make sure that you stay clean and sober. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll withdraw the motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
In this courtroom, to be successful on probation, communication is key. So if there's some issue, just pick up the phone, call probation. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right? All right, good luck to you.
All right, thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
So you're saying you've got books, Sharon, that I can just pick one for him to borrow, or how does that work,
Yes.
Judge?
But you'll have to, they won't, I don't think they'll let him take it back. You can ask the deputy. I don't know if they'll let him take it back today,
Mm.
but outside the door,
Mhm.
there are books.
Okay.
And there are some that are in Spanish and in English.
Maybe I can get to it.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. Yes. Can you mute us? All right, who's here with the interpreter? All right, if y'all can come forward. And if Rolando Gutierrez should come forward.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Right. So on this case, it's scheduled for jury trial. And I'm sorry, just a moment. All right, so we're scheduled for jury trial today.
We're ready.
All right,
Tried to confirm. We're not able to reach an agreement, Judge.
all right, so you need to be back here by 1:15. And we'll have an interpreter for him.
get an announcement from the state?
Oh, they can make their announcement, but this case is on the docket, so it's, yes. There's an order of cases. And so what will end up happening, wherever you fall, that's where you go. And if I say it's going, it's going. All right. Sure, no problem.
That's why you make big bucks.
Oh, please. All right. Is there anything else?
Back here.
1:15.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, it's always great seeing you. How are you doing today?
I am well, thank you.
All right, have a great one.
You too.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Who is the defendant? It's your-
Anthony Miller.
Anthony Miller?
Yes,
All right. Have you talked to the state?
I provided that.
All right, so what's happening with this case? Oh, sure. Okay. Oh, all right, thanks. Dean Villarreal? All right, you're scheduled for jury trial today?
Yes, Judge, we were set yesterday, then you recalled us to today.
Yes. All right, see you all back here then at 1:15.
Judge, if you recall, we're actually in trial in 186. We did file a motion. We picked a jury, it was impaneled yesterday. It's set to start in 5 minutes.
All right. Adriana, do you have their motion?
We filed a motion over the weekend, Judge. We didn't file a motion since last night. Because if you recall yesterday, we spoke and
Oh, no, I remember. My mind's a steel trap,
yeah,
but,
we hadn't actually, we were picking, but then we hadn't started. Now we actually have, so.
all right, so I need the motion for continuance. Okay. Do you have a copy of the motion with you or no?
Had it yesterday. Judge, I can run, if I need to, I can run down to the clerks, but there should be motions on this case, Mr. Boyd's case and Mr. Ward's case. I think all three files should be up on the bench.
All right, so I'm waiting for the motions. If you want to go to the back and have
I
them
can go
pull the
downstairs,
motions.
Judge, if they've not been accepted, they were filed. I know they were filed. I don't know if they've been accepted by the clerks. I can go and push them. If I can be excused.
Yes.
They've not been
Yes.
accepted.
All right.
Could Your Honor, may our clients be excused?
No, not until I hear the motion. So if anybody wants to go in the back with the clerk or whoever has the motion and present the motion to me, then I will hear it immediately.
I'll go to the second floor, Judge. They've not been accepted yet. Go and find them.
All right. He said he filed them over the weekend.
We will file for yesterday.
Stephen Ward,
Your Honor,
That's your
another
client?
one of mine, so it's
okay,
the same thing, and it's the same thing for Mr. Boyd, so.
all righty.
Wait.
Who's on Jose Gilberto del Bosque? Hello. So this is set for trial today?
It is, but I think this was a follow-up on my medical stuff. I'm still dealing with some testing and crap going on with me. And additionally, the state, I got it over the weekend, additional discovery popped up, CPS records and some, I guess, video stops or something, or
So in preparing for trial, we found out that CPS had gotten involved. It wasn't a typical CPS case because it's not anybody in the home. So it was when we were talking to witnesses that we learned CPS got involved. So we already have those records. I'm gonna either make a copy or upload them today. And then it's just some offense reports from a related case that we got, and we uploaded those.
All right. So I understand your medical issues. I'm going to give you a continuance, but this case has been on the docket since 2021. That is not good. So from here on out, if there's some new information that pops up that is not favorable to the defense and it pops up, it's not coming in.
okay.
If it's a video of the offense being committed and somebody just got it, it's not coming in. Because this has been going on since 2021,
December of 2021. yes.
December 8th, 2021.
Yeah.
So I'm recalling this back in 2 weeks, not,
Judge, can we move it sometime past 2 weeks? I'm still dealing with my stuff. I've got my monitor till the 29th, and I've got some other appointments. And then I'm going out of town, I think September 6th through the 14th for a family wedding event.
I think we do have a docket back. Is it September 18th?
18th would work perfectly.
all right, Norma, set this on September 18th. I'm not giving any
That's
more
fine, Judge. We'll be ready
resets.
to go.
And we will for sure be ready.
And then give me the protective order and I'll get
Yeah,
the,
I'll make sure they're uploaded
Right.
today.
There will be no further resets on this case.
all right, Judge. We'll be ready on the 18th.
Norma, can you give them a reset and could you write on there, no further resets? Yes.
On a Monday, if you want him to come in on Monday. Or if you want him
Yes.
just to come in on that Tuesday for the jury on that Tuesday?
No, come in on Monday.
On Monday.
Mhm.
I just wanted to.
Jonathan Boyd. So counsel, who is the actual person who's going to be trying this case?
Mr. Goss, Judge.
All right, I'm not giving any further this is another case. I'm not giving any further resets in this case. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes.
on Jonathan Boyd, give me a jury trial date soon on this case.
I think we've given them.
I'm not talking about it, so.
Yeah, actually the court.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that is this one, right?
Judge, I can do the same design.
Yes. We're coming back on September 18th and somebody from your firm needs to be here to try this case.
Got it, Judge. May Mr. Boyd be excused for the day?
After he signs the reset form,
Thank you, Your Honor.
we're gonna, just 1 second. We're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2021 CR 5164 State of Texas versus Jonathan Boyd. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
defense?
Gary Hillier from Mr. Boyd.
And are you Mr. Boyd?
Yes, sir.
So are you the attorney of record for this case?
I am not judge. I am associate of Mr. Goss. He is the attorney of record. He is currently in a jury trial in the 186. So am I.
All right. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in for Mr. Goss?
Today.
Yes. All right. So they filed a motion for continuance. State, do you have any objection?
Your Honor, the state is ready. However, I mean, Mr. Goss is in trial, so I understand. It's not possible. at this point.
And if I may, Your Honour, just for the record, as we're on the record, if you recall last time, Judge, you helped us get the bench notes for the DNA in this case. And my understanding is, although it's Mr. Goss's case, that they are still being looked at by an expert.
Oh, yes, somebody who's in Italy. So he needs to be here on that date. It's going to trial on that date. So I suggest, this is just me saying, maybe somebody wants to subpoena their expert to be here, but this is another case that's been on my docket since 2021. So it's going to trial on that date. So anybody who wants their experts, you probably need to subpoena them. And Norma, we're recalling this for the 18th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's when your jury trial is going to be. If you sign the reset form, you're excused. Dean Villarreal.
I'll just say.
Court is calling 2023 CR 0990, State of Texas versus Dean Villarreal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Gary Hillier from Mr. Villarreal.
All right. And are you Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, sir.
Are you the attorney of record on this case, counsel?
Judge, I believe that Mr. Goss is, I could be wrong. It's either Mr. Goss or Mr. Norton. I will be assisting on this case.
All right. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in?
No.
All right. We're scheduled for trial today. You're requesting a motion for continuance. Why?
That's correct, Judge, because I'm in a jury trial in the 186 that's commenced, and I believe there is, so is Mr. Goss, Mr. Norton has a vacation letter on file, and there is still some potential exculpatory evidence that we're hoping to get from the state. I spoke to Travis yesterday.
All right. So obviously they're not on their vacation if they're down the hallway, correct?
Mr. Norton is on vacation, Judge. Mr. Goss is on the 3rd floor. Should
Okay.
be opening in that case right about now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for the 18th as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And your motion for continuance, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
May Mr. Villarreal be excused after he signed, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Who's here on Mr. Ward?
That'll be me again,
Oh,
Judge.
okay.
Court is calling 2022 CR 7666, State of Texas versus Stephen Ward. Can our parties announce for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
All
And
right.
Gary Hillier from Mr. Ward.
All right. And are you Mr. Ward?
Yes, sir.
Are you the attorney of record on this case?
I am, Judge,
Okay. Oh, well, why can't you go to jury trial on this?
because I'm actually in the jury trial in the 186.
Are you lead counsel on that case?
No, but I'm one of them, Judge.
Okay. State, he's not lead counsel on that case.
Your Honor, I thought Mr. Norton was the lead counsel on this case. He's the one I've been conferring with,
Well, you've been-
Norton and Goss.
I'm
but-
one of them. It's gonna be me and.
But,
Mr. Norton, you're probably right.
I did give Mr. Goss a new offer after talking to some witnesses a few days ago, so I don't know what the status of that is, Your Honor. But I don't oppose a continuance. There are a lot of expert testimony and everything in this case that I think Mr. Norton and Mr. Goss have been talking to me about.
All right, well, your plea deadline date on this case expired in April. So whether or not the court accepts that plea bargain agreement will depend on if there's good cause for the court to accept that plea bargain agreement. Otherwise, your client will have to plea open to the court. With regards to the motion for continuance, any objection?
I don't have an objection.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Ward, I'm granting the motion for continuance. Put this on the same date.
Your Honor, may Mr. Ward be excused after he signed the reset?
Yes.
Thank you.
I will call your case in the order in which I receive it. So when your case gets called, you may approach. Otherwise, you're skipping over other people. Is there anyone who would like Mr. Leal to skip over you?
Raise your hand.
John Alberto Casanova Paez. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 10413, State of Texas versus John Alberto Casanova Paez.
Mr. Honor, the state's making-
Announcements,
Oh,
state,
the state's not quite ready.
no, state, announce for the record,
Travis Banks for the state.
defense.
Daphne Crosby for Sean Brown's office representing Mr. John Alberto Casanova Paez, Your Honor.
You remembered all the names. Are you Mr. Paez? All right, do you have any objection to this attorney standing in for this motion? I'm sorry,
Objection?
you need to answer for the record.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, state.
Your Honor, the state's making a motion for continuance. In this case, there was a video, a piece of evidence that was collected by the detective. The piece of evidence that was provided in the batch of evidence for this case and turned over to defense had the wrong video. I guess there was some confusion at some point and the wrong video was sent over with the evidence for this case. Nobody realized it until last week when defense alerted the state that they were for sure, because of the names mentioned in that video, that these were the wrong people. We weren't looking at the right video. That very next morning, the state got in touch with the detective. The detective got the right video and did provide it to the state and defense, or to the state, and the state provided it to defense through e-discovery. But in reviewing that video, it was determined that everything in that video is Spanish and it will need to be translated. And for that reason, the state's making a motion for a continuance to have this video translated so that it can be presented to the jury and the jury would be able to understand the contents of the video.
Defense, any objection?
We have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, this is coming back on the 18th. Everyone needs to be ready for trial on that day. Motion for continuance will be granted.
Thank you.
Once he signs the reset form, he's excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Great. Yeah, yes.
John Jet Ellis. Is he in custody?
He has not been brought up.
All right, whenever you all bring him up, yes. Okay. So what do you want to do? He's in custody, correct? All right, let's do this. Norma, I'm gonna need an attorney appointed for Kent Sturgis. Can you see if you can get an attorney appointed for him, and we'll see if that attorney can look in the out of county issues. Otherwise, he's gonna be in limbo. We'll see on Eric John Orta. All right, is this a new MTR or is this an update? What is happening on this case?
It's a new MTR.
All right, could I have a stamp, please? Are you ready to proceed on the MTR?
I am.
Court is calling 2020 CR 10019, State of Texas versus Eric John Orta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ruben Herrera for the state.
Eddie Garcia from Mr. Orta, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Orta?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Eric John Orta who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 10019 for the offense of assault of a pregnant person on April 6, 2021 for a term of 2 years and extended for a total of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, the state will be proceeding on a violation of condition number 15G in that on or about the 14th day of June 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Eric John Orta, did then and there fail to register for or attend battering intervention prevention program with an approved agency in violation of condition number 15G.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Sure.
State?
And the state would waive and abandon all other violations.
Any objections?
None, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of 15G, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of 15G? And do you understand that any agreement that you have come to with the state, the court does not have to follow that agreement? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And knowing that, you still wish to plead true to 15G?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 15G true. What is the recommendation from parties?
Your Honor, the proposed recommendation would be for the court to enter an adjudication of guilt and sentence the defendant to 2 years in the prison.
All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Why should I sentence him to 2 years?
Your Honor, the agreement would take into consideration the two new number ones that were alleged. Counsel did tender an affidavit of non-prosecution from the complaining witness today. The complaining witness in the assault family second is the same complaining witness on this on the underlying charge in this MTR, Your Honor. And she was uncooperative at the time that the underlying case was resolved as well.
And more specifically, Judge, she said that she lied about it. Handed an affidavit this morning that she sent to my client's mother, handed it to Mr. Herrera, and she reviewed it. So.
What has he done on probation?
Well, he's completed several, well, I let probation speak about.
Okay.
Your Honor, it appears he was in drug court and he finished that. Other than that, I don't have any other completion. There were several failure to submit on his drug tests. He did not complete the VIP course.
He says he completed lifetime recovery. I don't know if you have any.
An outpatient program.
See, I don't know. Did felony drug court accept him?
Let me double check.
Because I do see where he was sent to lifetime recovery. Did felony drug court accept you?
Yes, initially they did, Your Honor.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can lower your hand. You're going to need to speak up. State your name for the record.
Eric John Orta.
All right, so what do you mean that felony drug court initially accepted you? What happened?
They had accepted me, Your Honor, and I didn't comply with with one of their rules of not, I believe, coming in and continuing the program with them. At that moment, they had made me MTR. I came and I did the 90 days of lifetime recovery. And then once I came out of lifetime recovery, I finished the after program. I followed by all the rules of that. I stayed sober. I'm still sober to this day, ma'am.
Why didn't you do the BIPP course?
Ma'am, honestly, I just didn't get to it. I just wasn't thinking about it. And that is a horrible decision on my part. And I don't have an answer to give you for that, ma'am, as far as any excuse.
If I may.
Yes.
Yes, all right. Due to non-compliance, he was discharged from the drug court program. He did finish the 90 days in lifetime recovery.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to say?
You can just ask the court to follow the agreement, Your Honor.
All right. The court is going to grant the motion. The court is going to find you guilty. Not grant you community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Jessica Nava, Nava, and state you're dismissing the assault family second and the criminal mischief charges.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, the court will take in consideration night mag number 799937, which is the assault family second, and county court cause number 710566, which is the criminal mischief case.
Judge, would you reconsider, based on the violation that he pled to, it seems like the punishment of 2 years would be more appropriate than the 4 years that we were wanting to sentence into. That's the reason that we entered into this agreement, is based on this violation.
All right. All right, the court is going to keep the sentence at 4 years. The court will give him credit for any time served, credit for any inpatient treatment. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates in the allegations in the motion. Counsel. That's that. The limited right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. I'm sorry, one final thing counts. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Jennifer Cano. Who is Ellis? All right, I'll get to him. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Oh,
Very
you're welcome. Oh, that's right, that's right.
I want to apologize in advance. My sinuses are really bad.
Oh, no problem. So what's happening with this case?
Your Honor, it's an injury to elderly. There are some APS records that I think we need to request. And then defense counsel mentioned medical records that I need to look into.
All right, so discovery is for medical records and the agency records.
Yes.
And there's some criminal history for some of the witnesses that we're gonna need.
Oh, they'll let you view those. They cannot legally make copies for you.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Are those the only discovery issues in this case?
I believe so.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, we set it for 1 month. and states you need to be prepared to make an offer. I'm going to want a discovery acknowledgement at that time.
If you do, give me 1 second. September 12th. Sure.
All right, we'll be back on September 12th for discovery. So at that time, I'm going to expect a discovery acknowledgement and an offer is due.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you
Thank
for
you,
being
Your
on
Honor.
time. Once she signs the reset form, she's excused. Who's here on, do we have an update on Anthony Miller or no?
Oh, yes.
Are we doing?
He has been accepted and we're just waiting for orientation to do the conditional dismissal.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on Anthony Miller, I need a PTD date, please. I need a PTD date on Anthony Miller.
I can do September 11th.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Judge, could we get the closest Monday so that he can take off, so he doesn't have to take off of work?
You can appear by Zoom.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. And we can do it on your lunch break.
It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
Okay, it's a Monday.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. All right, John Jett Ellis, if you'll come down. All right, I wanted you to know what was going on with your case. The reason why you're not dressed for trial is your attorney is currently in trial in impact court. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date are we bringing this back for jury trial?
It's actually in September.
Oh, it's an MTR? Okay. All right, recall this then next week and let's see where the defense attorney is. I think they should be done by then.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I can do the 15th.
All right, so we'll come back on September 15th.
Yes, Your Honor.
No, August 15th.
August 15th?
And you said September.
Ah, all right, we'll be back on August 15th. Todd Dotson. Hello, so this is going to jury trial?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be back at 1:15 for jury trial. And attorneys who are scheduled for jury trial this afternoon, make sure you fill out your election for punishment if your client is found guilty. And for the state, on all of these cases that are coming back at 1:15, I need an acknowledgement of discovery done. Hello. Yes. How are you doing this morning? Oh, great. I cannot complain. And you've dated everything.
And it's about smaller days.
Yeah.
More of those parts.
So when are you going to be back in a court? Or you're just enjoying not being in a court? I won't put it out there, okay?
It's nice having like measured visibility.
Mhm.
So I'm enjoying it right now. So
Okay.
we'll do what they tell me to do.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you, Judge.
Hi. Those of you who are here for a jury trial, you'll be coming back at 1:15. If you could just make sure, one, that the acknowledgement of discovery is done, and two, you've done an election for punishment. If it gets to that, then once you've done that, you can leave and come back at 1:15. Just let the court know that all of that information is done, and then you are excused till 1:15. And the court is recessing at 11:30.
My client is one of that position, Your Honor. However, I need to the court with something. I already confirmed with the state.
All right. What case is this?
Thomas.
Can I see the file on Richard Thomas? What do you want to inform me of, counsel?
You know, we've been ready for trial. That's not a problem, but tomorrow I have to be in federal court at 10 o'clock. And this is a case that multiple attorneys from out of state are coming. This is the 50 defendants, 50 immigrants that were killed last year. I don't know if you remember that. I'm one of the attorneys, and we have several motions from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock tomorrow. Just want the court to be aware of that. And I already told the state about it.
Okay. All right, then we can start testimony at 1:30 in the afternoon. Is that good?
That's great.
All right, so if you all will make sure that the acknowledgement of discovery is done,
I think we've done that already, Your Honor.
and also an election.
I believe we did that last time.
Okay. And who are you going to if he were found guilty?
We're gonna choose you.
Okay. All right. You can be back at 1:15.
Yeah.
Thank you. Brandon Sierra. Hello. All right, there's a schedule for jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, I have, first of all, I have a notice of unavailability, for starting next week. But this week I have federal court tomorrow and Thursday. And those were date on the calendar already before our last setting, and have been ready for the whole week the last two times. We did already our notice, discovery acknowledgement and the election punishment, I believe, and all that previously, but that's the this week.
All right, I'll see y'all back at 1:15. If you want to continue, and you'll have to follow motion.
That's no problem.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right, see y'all back at 1:15. Could I see the file on Gaspard Rodriguez, please? Deputy Laura, if you ordered and have Gaspard Rodriguez, that's supposed to be recalled for tomorrow. Wait, just 1 second. It may not be tomorrow. Let me check. I think it may be Thursday. All right, yes, it's going to be tomorrow. Jason Gaspar Rodriguez is going to be recalled for tomorrow. The attorney is Abbott County. He's on page 12. Why don't they just, oh, look, somebody's coming in right now.
Oh, I was just asking about it.
Deputy Laura, can you have Mr. DeLeon come in?
She's asking about it.
Oh, here he is.
You have no warrants?
We said his name 3 times and he appears.
I was just talking to Max about it.
Hello,
One judge,
good morning.
I got nothing in here.
Yes, you do. Miss Ferguson wanted to speak to you about that.
Uh-oh. Yeah. No,
cases that was missed.
Mario Aguilar.
Present, ready, Judge.
Good morning.
So, right.
All
May I,
right.
Your Honor?
Yes.
May it please the court, this is a continuation of a plea,
Mhm.
in which we were here in the court that caused the plea, for Mr. Aguilar to have counsel with Sarah PDO in regards to, Padilla matters,
Yes.
which she has and spoken with the family. I was on vacation last week, as you know, and Sarah was supposed to be here Monday. I believe everything got put into place. I have not contacted her. I texted her this morning to see if there's anything I was missing. But Mr. Aguilar is ready to go forward.
All right. State, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, you are.
And did he receive a letter from her?
She wasn't. I don't believe he received a video letter.
All right, Norma, can you see if the person in that for immigration is here? And see if she can come down. Just give us one moment. We're going to see if she's in the building, if she can come down.
Of course.
All right, you're welcome. And Vashawn, there's a Jesse Sanchez in the Zoom.
That's the attorney on Kaplan. He wants to withdraw on that. That's the one that we brought back from Sash.
Okay, can I see the phone?
But I think Matt already issued a warning by back from Sash. Because he already did his time there.
All right, Jesse Sanchez.
Yes, Judge.
Hi, my understanding is you filed a motion to withdraw on Tony Kaplan.
Yes, Judge. He's called me several times. He doesn't want me to represent him. But also I've retired due to health reasons.
Okay.
And I could give you a litany of some of the things that are going on with me, but it is a health.
So you're retired?
Yes, I retired. I'm no longer doing court-appointed cases.
All right, let me just tell you, I'm a little bit jealous, but at the same time, I'm happy that you have retired. I understand you have the health issues, but I hope you're still enjoying your life.
Yes, I still I look forward to trash day, I guess. But that is doctor's appointments, but yeah, getting older, the time doesn't stop for anyone.
Now, I remember when I first started practicing, you were a great help to me. So I really appreciate you. I'm gonna sign the motion to withdraw.
Okay.
And we'll see about getting him an attorney appointed, okay?
Okay, I do appreciate it, Judge. And apparently the state hospital had let him go somehow or another, but I knew nothing about that. And so there was a warrant for him and apparently they arrested. I tried getting through Judge Carruthers' court yesterday, but there was problems logging in and then they were gone by the time I was able to get in. And so then apparently they did file something else to evaluate him again on the August 4th. So so that way he can have another attorney of just that hopefully will help him in some way.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much and enjoy the sound of the birds.
Oh, I will, Judge. Unfortunately, you're lucky that the trash has already gone by today. Otherwise, all the dogs in the neighborhood would be.
You know, I was hand watering my backyard. And so I'm, using the spray and a hummingbird kept flying in the spray of the water. He was so hot or she was so hot. I think it's a male because usually the male birds are very colorful and the females usually have the muted colors. But I stayed out there in the heat until he finished soaking up the water. All right, but have a great one. All right. Don't be a stranger, even though you're retired.
Yes, Judge, I'll try and get over there every once in a while. That's one of the things of walking. It's a little difficult sometimes. I still use the cane and my other knee has started to give me some problems. So that's what happens when you start getting older. So
Oh, I know. Age just kept catching up on us. My mom always say people talk about beware Mother Nature, but my mom says Mother Nature is not the problem. It's Father Time.
that's right. And it stops for no one. So.
It does not. And thank you still for dressing appropriately for court as you always did.
Oh, okay, thank you. No coat, but a tie. So
nope, I'm liking the tie. All right. Have a great one. All right.
Okay, thank you, Judge, and good seeing you again.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Norma, can you let Mr. DeLeon know about this? It's Tony Kaplan. And is he out in a, he was released.
No, I think there was a warrant issued in, he's in jail.
All right.
Issued a warrant from Sash to bring him back to their county.
Is he here now?
He's here in the county.
No, I mean, was he brought over?
No, I told him not to bring him.
All right, can we recall him for a date that's?
I think Matt was supposed to have a hearing for the next sentence.
Right, so he will be on it. All right. And you want to speak to the state about Mr. Tony Kaplan?
Tony Kaplan.
Yeah, 'cause he's still incompetent.
Tony Kaplan, is Kaplan the bar study? Is this that Tony
I
Kaplan?
think it's that guy.
All right, Norma, let's make sure we recall this probably about 3 weeks so we can have an update on where things are. And Mr. DeLeon, if you feel that something else needs to happen on the mental health front and have him not brought over, just let us know.
Okay.
All right, what date? You're welcome. Thank you for stopping in. All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date?
Yeah, Angela, real quick, let me figure out what's going on. And then I can.
Okay.
Just, I don't want to mess up their.
Well, can you put it as a phantom date?
Sure, I can do the 31st of August.
Well, if you don't want to put it in the system, this is what we'll do. Mr. DeLeon, if you just put this on your calendar that it's for the 31st, but we're not going to put it in the system in case they're moving him around due to mental health and he makes a facility, because if we put a date in there, they're not going to send him wherever he's supposed to go.
Angela, I'll talk to her today. I'll figure out what's going on. And if she says that he's done or whatever, we can bring him back here, then I'll set it in the system for the 31st.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And I'll let her know about Jesse Sanchez and I'll let her know her opinion.
All right, everyone, we are breaking at 11:30.
Thank you so much. I hope you get there. I'm preparing this.
All right, thank you. Sure. Do you need to speak to me out there?
It's a very nice class.
I found it in the back of my.
Norma, and when you get a chance, could you pull the 3 files that are compliance hearings? Thank you. Hell, you're doing great.
County Court 9. Yes.
That way we put new dates in them. Thank you.
Wow.
But if you said Jose Monjaras. Yeah.
My bad.
I'll be right back.
Leads it down.
Right.
Who's here? Maria Chavez? And can I have the stamp, please? Oh, no problem. Thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 9347, State of Texas versus Maria Chavez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis Banks for the state of Texas.
Robert Mauer for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Ms. Chavez? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Chavez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, the state moves to proceed on the lesser included Class A misdemeanor assault bodily injury charge and to waive and abandon the aggravated assault charge.
All right, and are you all proceeding on this as a family violence case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Chavez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury? That is a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Ms. Chavez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review this with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Here's your son.
He's the brains of the operation, Judge. I'm just the good looks.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 87 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $500 fine and no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. The state offer states exhibit 1 and its attachment.
No objections.
All right. Before the court accepts this into the record, Have you had a chance to speak with the complainant?
Your Honor, the complainant himself has been unreachable. However, we did speak with other family members who were there that day and have told us that the complainant would be all right with this agreement, and the other family members were also all right with the agreement.
All right, you may be excused to continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I just ask you to follow the agreement. My client's been in jail for 87 days and would like to get out and move on with their life.
All right, well, I've read the police report. Of course, there are questions I have. Nobody in the police report mentions how this all started.
My client and her husband, who had a case that was dismissed, took their daughter over to exercise visitation. And I would call it like a WWE wrestling match ensued.
Yeah,
And we
'cause
are multiple family members.
No, I needed a mental diagram.
A flow chart would have helped.
Because I see some people with gold clubs. Are these golf clubs or this is just a gold club?
It was a mess. I think that's the basis for the resolution, Judge.
Okay. And there's no less than 10 people involved.
Yeah.
What have you learned from this?
I learned that no matter what's going on, I know I was fearing for my daughter's life and my husband's life.
Okay,
Just
I'm
call
so
the
sorry.
police.
I don't understand anything you're saying. I understand the last part where you said just call the police. All right. The court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 87 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine. Time and money is to run concurrent. Anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You'll probably be released at 1 a.m. Not today. If your counsel, if you want to call the sheriff's office and say
Would
why
do no
she's,
good, Judge.
yes. But this is what I've learned, not from personal experience, but from what I've seen. Whenever there's a custody exchange issue, only one person needs to go, and that's the person whose turn it is to have custody. When you start bringing extra people, there's a problem.
I didn't want to go that day, Your Honor. It was my birthday. I didn't want to go.
No, so next time you need to say, no, not doing it.
And
You
I will stay
understand?
out of it. I always do. Thank you, Your Honor. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. God bless you
Thank
too.
you, Judge.
Luis Ramirez Rodriguez. And we have an interpreter.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, counsel.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Hello. And I think this is criminal trial division.
Yes, Judge. Judge, I just got hired on this on Friday. I filed my appearance, but it hasn't been accepted yet.
Oh, no, I have you down as hired.
Okay, so I conferred with the state today. They made me an offer. I just asked for a little bit of time so that I can review all the discovery material. And then we'll be ready to tell you where we're going from that. On the next
All
set.
right. And Mr. Ramirez Rodriguez, are you a US citizen?
No.
All right. So are you going to handle the immigration issue?
Judge, what I'd ask that we get somebody from.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, he's going to need an immigration attorney. And that's Luis Ramirez Rodriguez.
Well, Judge, before you do that, he says he has an immigration lawyer. He's going through proceedings, so I may reach out to his hired immigration lawyer.
All right, if you could do that as well. But in the meantime, so we won't slow things down, we'll have Mac. If he uses the immigration attorney that he's hired, then he can go with that person.
Yes, Judge.
Right. But Mr. Ramirez, the immigration attorney, if one is appointed to you, that attorney is only appointed to you to determine and give you advice on what impact this case will have on your immigration status. You understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 45-day reset?
September 19th.
All right, we'll be back on September 19th. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Janata.
May I be excused as well?
Yes. Who is here on Christopher Trinidad? Court is calling 2023 CR 2912 State of Texas versus Christopher Trinidad. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis, thanks to the state of Texas.
Defense.
Rafael Leal for Christopher Trinidad.
Are you Christopher Trinidad?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
I'm sorry, with your client?
yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Trinidad, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Trinidad, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is and he was.
Mr. Trinidad, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there is a $400 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause number 704628. There's an affirmative finding of family violence in the BIPP course. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodian?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, you still wish to continue with the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, no.
Showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 75 hours community service restitution, and no contact with Maria Felice Chavez. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contact.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection.
All right, state, before I excuse you to continue to confer, have you spoken to the complainant?
I believe in this case, we received an affidavit of non-prosecution from them.
All right, thank you. Mr. Trinidad, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits one and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, the situation with my client was that he was a security guard. Got home, there was an argument. It ended up in him being arrested. Through my investigator, there was we approached the complainant. The complainant, it's fine with not wanting to pursue anything further against my client. And in fact, she signed out of her own volition, her own accord, a affidavit of non-prosecution. However, given my client's situation, and he accepted the agreement that was presented to you, and he is willing to abide by those conditions, Judge. And I also have a motion in order for the investigator that helped me out in assessing the case.
All right, so Mr. Trinidad,
Yes, ma'am.
what is this that I'm reading the police report about your video recording? What was that about?
The video recording?
Yes, in the police report, it says that you became enraged because one of the complainants told the other complainant to be careful because you're recording. They said that wasn't characteristic for you. So what is the recording about?
No, just upset, Your Honor. I just,
Well, were you recording or not?
was I recording?
Yes, recording,
Oh, no, ma'am.
recording other individuals because that's what's in the police report.
No, ma'am, sorry.
How do you know these people?
They're my family.
Ah, so we have another family situation. So where are you going to be living? By yourself at another location because you're not going to be allowed to have contact.
I have another location where I can look to. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any prior mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
Are you employed?
I was
Doing what?
security officer.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
My son is 13. My daughter is 22, but she lives with my previous wife.
And so where's the 13-year-old?
13 is at home
With, who's he with?
with my wife.
Okay. So you and your wife are still together?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is your wife? What's her name?
Maria Chavez.
Ah. So what's the name of the 13-year-old, the first name?
Felix Chavez.
State, you put in here no contact with Chavez. Who is Chavez?
Sorry.
I believe it is a complainant, Judge, and if we can make it not in injurious contact with Ms. Chavez, I don't think.
All right, I won't do that unless you can file a motion. She can appear by Zoom if she wants to appear by Zoom, but I don't do no harmful or injurious unless I've spoken to the complainant.
Your Honor, that is the complainant, Maria Chavez. I neglected to put the first name.
All right, no problem. So the court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication, $400 fine probated, take in consideration county court cause number 704-628. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, the BIPP course, 200 hours of community service restitution. There's to be no contact with Felix Elaine and Maria Felix Chavez. Counsel, once you set up a hearing and they appear by Zoom, the court will reconsider.
Right.
I'm going to want parenting classes and probation, whatever parenting classes you feel are appropriate. Once you complete those parenting classes, then the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Yes, yeah.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Are there any drug issues with you? We're going to do random UAs, field visits, 1 time per month. for 4 months. If there's no issue with the field visits, then probation, you may discontinue those. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Will be again, please don't contact them.
All right. The last name of everybody I'm going to give you is Chavez. Felix, Elaine, Maria Felix Chavez. All right. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment.
Ah, thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. So there's going to be, we're still on the record. Added to your condition is proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what I can tell you, because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to have any weapons. So you're going to have to seek new employment. All right. And this, we're off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, you need to stay in contact with probation. If there's an issue with probation, let the court know. And we will take up those matters.
Definitely, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did the court sign the?
Oh, just give me a moment. I'm going to take that up right after I finish this.
Right.
All right. Who's here on Leah McFarland? Attorney for Leila McFarland. Okay. Did I see the file on Davis?
Just go ahead and have a seat.
Keith Davis. Good morning, Mr. Davis. You were supposed to be brought over dressed for trial. I'm sorry, what? What did he say?
There's no clothes for him to get donated for him, Judge,
Ah, so there are no clothes at the,
that they could donate for him.
thank you. See, I missed out on this. People are running
I'm
their
a
words
translator,
together.
Judge.
I appreciate that. All right, well, counsel, you need to get clothes for him.
The plea deadline be extended. It's a fairly recent case, Judge. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Davis. I apologize, Judge.
All right, just 1 second. All right, if you go to Kim's Closet, KYM apostrophe S Closet, that place, they'll have suits that fit him. And their brands are name brands, but they cost close to the same prices if you were going to Goodwill or somewhere else. But they have Calvin Klein, they have Hugo Boss, they have all of that. And they'll probably have his size, but you just need to make sure that you get there sort of early because I know their clothing goes quickly.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
KYM or KIM, Your Honor?
KYM
KYM.
apostrophe S, and they spell the closet KLOSET. And actually, when you buy their items, it goes to other charitable organizations.
Yeah, I may look for myself, Your Honor, and
No, you can.
I'll appear before you looking like my cousin Vinny, but that might be.
No, you look awesome.
Thank you, Judge. But with respect to Mr. Davis's plea deadline, Your Honor, I hesitate and I do not hesitate in requesting, I come forth requesting that because of the seriousness of the potential habitual element of his indictment.
Right, State, do you have any objection to extending the plea deadline date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Davis. I'm going to extend this for 1 month. That's it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, what date, Ms. Ferguson? Mhm.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Ms. Norma, but if at all possible for later in the month in September, I was going to be taking my mom to go visit my aunt at the beginning of September.
Oh, no, we can do that. And where are you taking your aunt?
Southern California, Your Honor.
Oh, wow.
No, late in September.
Number 12.
It's, you can put it at the end of September.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's just my mom can't fly by herself anymore.
Oh, no. September 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it, Judge.
Thank you. And of course, once you get the clothing, just present a receipt.
Oh,
Okay.
I will, Your Honor, but I will not be able to include my own on there. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thanks. Have a good one. Yes, Leland McFarland. All right, that's gonna have to come back on another day. Sebastian De La Rosa.
We're here, Judge.
Excuse me, the person, just 1 second, park there. Could you park the seat a little bit, Mr. McCray? Move this way. And Council, if you can move this way. The person in the lavender shirt, come forward. Yes, you. Are you on the docket today?
No, ma'am, I'm here representing my client.
All right, so he keeps talking to him in the box. He cannot do that. If you continue to talk to him in the box, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to support him through telepathy because you will not be allowed in the courtroom. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can have a seat. All right, Sebastian De La Rosa.
Yes, Judge, I think you have us on a plea deadline. I would ask you for a little bit longer than the plea deadline. I believe the state is reaching out to the complainant. And I just apparently found out that there's some CPS records that I haven't reviewed yet. So Mr. De La Rosa is anxious to have his case resolved, but in the interest of justice, I would prefer the district attorney's office because we have an affidavit and not a prosecution. I would prefer that the district attorney's office reach out to the complainant so that they at least have some contact with.
All right, do you have the CPS records in your possession?
Yes, Your Honor, and the state is in the process of making a copy to turn them over to defense once the order is signed.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, give me a plea deadline date in 3 weeks. Who keeps doing that? Sir, that's you. Step outside. No, take it outside. Take it outside.
What date is that on?
August 29th, it's a Tuesday.
All right, we'll see you all back on August 29th. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Fidel Ayala. Hello.
Ready.
All right, so see you all back here at 1:15.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hint, I'm sorry, Mario Aguilar?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Approach briefly.
You still waiting?
We're still waiting, Judge. I would respectfully request that we can recall this on Thursday. I'll be back in Bear County on that day. And I can get with Sarah between now and then. I texted her and I haven't had any response.
You're gone tomorrow, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this back for the 10th. So you all need to be here exactly at 9 and we'll take it up.
Thank you, Judge. And I've texted Sarah, so I'll put in some phone calls to Mac and get
All right.
a letter. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back on the 10th. All right, Norma, what is happening with Sturgis? Okay, so we're gonna reset that.
Yes, but I told, I don't know how much time we needed. She said we needed call them to figure out what was going on.
All right, Mr. Sturgis, come down. Mr. Sturgis, on your case, there are some issues out of another county. So you're in limbo. You can't do treatment because they won't let you do treatment because you still have the out of county. So you have an attorney who's going to work on that. I'm going to give you a 30-day reset, but if that attorney solves everything before then, we're always here. So you'll be able to come back sooner. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But I just want to make sure there's a date on the system for you. Give me a 30-day reset.
Thank you, Kevin.
September 14th.
All right, we'll be back on September 14th. Yes.
This is from Mr. Trent.
All right, could I see the file on? Oh, no, I don't need the file on Trinidad. This is misdemeanor.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any way we can do it? Thank you.
Leah McFarland.
Oh, there we are.
We're ready, Judge.
Court is calling 2021 CR 11553, State of Texas versus Leila McFarland. Now parties announced for the record for the state.
Jason Gearhead, Your Honor.
Defense.
Richard Garcia for the defense. Ready, Judge?
Are you Leila McFarland?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, Your Honor.
Are you the same Leah Beth McFarland who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 11553 for the offense of assault peace officer judge on February 23rd, 2022 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 41, on or about the 18th day of July 2023, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Leah Beth McFarland did not there failed to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Bear County Community Supervision and Corrections Department's duly diagnosed residential facility, and that the defendant was unsuccessfully discharged in violation of condition number 41.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 41?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there a proposed resolution?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. And that is to adjudicate guilt or revoke the individual's community supervision, sentence her to 2 years of the Texas Department of Corrections.
All right, probation. How was she doing other than not completing this? All right. So is there a reason you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. State your name for the record.
Leah McFarland.
All right. So what happened?
I got on probation and I paid a fine. I did my proof of address. I showed up for visits, but what I didn't get done was the mental or the CTA. It's some kind of drug and alcohol maybe, and then there was a mental health exam, but I got those both in jail the last time I was incarcerated.
So why are you not following the rules with mental health?
Oh, I went to DDRF and I don't know, they said that I panicked a lot and they said that I was talking when I shouldn't have, and I just got a bunch of write-ups that
All right.
I'm not.
Just one moment. Probation. Any objection to the court reviewing the documentation for probation?
No, you're right.
No, that you're making it seem like these were light infractions. These were not light infractions on your part.
I'm sorry. I was trying,
No, I mean, when you call somebody an F and B, that's not a light infraction. All right. Anything, council? Any questions?
No, Your Honor, we're just asking that you follow the agreement with the state.
All right. The court is going to find violation of condition number 41 true. Court is going to grant the motion. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification. You can go around, Richard. I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
yes,
All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
sort of. Can
All
you
right.
explain it more?
Sure.
Okay.
So you can file a notice of appeal or have your attorney file a notice of appeal. That notice of appeal is not for the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes,
But the notice of appeal can be based upon the allegations that were in the motion. Do you understand? I'll let your attorney explain it
I'll
to you.
explain it to you.
All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
thank you.
We can go off the record. You cannot use your mental illness to be mean to people. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, good luck.
okay, thank you.
Who's here? You're welcome. Who's here on Jose Arturo Ramirez? And after this, the court is taking its break.
Judge, we're still conferring on that one, with probation, looking at different options.
Oh, Jose Arturo Ramirez?
Oh, no, mine is Menharis.
Yes, that's him. I'm like, you're doing it all.
Kind of the same, but.
All right, come forward. And then if you'll pull your file. All right, so we're here. Good morning. It's always great seeing you. So the CPS records, have those been turned over?
I am being told that they will be ready on August 23rd.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. We also handed some information to the ADA on the last hearing.
Mhm.
They are corroborating the information, so probably we should be able to resolve the case in something closer to the 23rd, like 24th would be great for us.
Okay, Ms. Ferguson, can you put this for the last week in August? Is that good for you, council? Or beginning of September?
That would be great. It would be August. The sooner the better, Judge.
All right,
The sooner the
so
better.
Norma, if you'll put this at the end of August and council, if you want to come over before then, just let the coordinator know and we'll put it on the docket.
Perfect, Judge.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Judge.
August 28th.
All right,
Okay,
August 28th.
that should be fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're
Have a
welcome.
great
Thank
day.
you. You too.
He was
And-
sitting here all morning.
He was.
Yes.
He's so patient.
I finally approached him, I was like, I feel bad, let's go.
I love this part, so it's easy. for me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, who's on Jose Menharis? All right. Yes.
Judge, we have conferred. I'm trying to see whether an updated Mick Myoff could be conducted on Mr. Menhares.
All right, where's Mr. Menharis? Oh, come on down, Mr. Manharis. Is there a need for a competency eval or just?
No, Judge, so I think there was a Nick Myoff done. Of course, I didn't represent him previously, but in speaking with his family, there appears to be some issues which might underlie a lot of the things that are going on. And my hope would be that that might benefit and aid the court in determining what's appropriate for Mr. Manharis. But I don't know if his offense would disqualify him from facilities like
All right.
DDRF.
So what I'm going to do is I'll reset this. I'm going to reset it for 2 weeks. And then probation, you can let the court know what he's available for if the court decides to do something different.
Sure.
Okay.
The
All right.
correct is revocation, Judge, so it's not like we're going anywhere quick, so 2 weeks I think is fine.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I get a reset date in 2 weeks, please? August 22nd?
That works for me.
All right, we'll come back on August 22nd. And it's so your attorney perhaps can give the court options for the court to consider.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to be back at 1:15. And Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
the people who are going to end up getting recalled for another day. Did I see the file on Jose Ramirez? Did we complete that?
I didn't know what page you're- what's it in here?
August 28th.
August 28th.
Okay. Terrence Truesdale. All right, that's going to have to be called back on another day. We're taking our recess.
A different day?
Yes. Norma, have Truesdale come back. Oh, this is trial setting. Have him come back on the 10th. Mhm. Mr. Truesdale, we're going to give you a reset for August 10th. Yes. All right, they'll give you a reset form and then you're excused. You're welcome. Did I see the file on Truesdale? All right, and sir, who are you here for? Yes. Okay.
I put the motion for the investigative.
Okay, just give me a moment. Norma, do you want to go over the docket?
Yes, from the beginning.
Yes. All right, Gomez, that's done.